Now, whether it be motors or geometry or indeed componentry, so many lessons have been learned in the world of e-mountain biking since its birth back in, what, 2012?
Something like that. But what about the human element of it all? I've learned so much along the way. So today we're going to be showing you guys our top 5 lessons learned.
Now, I've heard of a lot of lessons that Chris Smith has learnt in his long mountain bike career. No more so than a broken back, broken neck, broken arm, broken leg, broken ankle, broken wrists.
You name it, it's been done.
It's been done. I'm surprised you can still walk, Chris. But come on, take us away. Take us to the list of your top lessons learned on an e-mountain bike.
Well, I think when I first started out, my biggest mistake was in turbo or boost mode everywhere. I didn't learn about eco and the art of eco and getting the most out of that battery.
The art of eco, would you believe it?
Yeah, so getting the most out of that and doing, riding more trails still at a good pace.
I'm taking that as your number 5.
That's my number 5. Number 4, bad maintenance. Getting back after a ride, maybe a night ride, sticking the bike in the shed and expecting it to work.
Don't go looking at me.
Like you.
Don't go looking at me.
Expecting it to work like clockwork the next time you get on it. I think if you have to do one little bit of maintenance, chain maintenance, degrease and a lube is the one for e-bikes.
Where's digital? What would you wonder about clockwork from? Okay, number 3.
Wrong kit. So wearing the wrong kit on this big rides. I didn't used to really do massive rides. I wasn't a big fan of wearing chamois and short liners and things like that. And even chamois butter. You heard of that, right?
Well, I did see you had a tub of chamois butter on that trip to Mont Blanc, which unfortunately you got ill on, but yeah, definitely chamois on an e-bike. Chamois and seat combination.
Yeah, and even like big waterproof jackets, those horrible weather rides. I think you get out there a lot, a lot of adverse weather on the e-bike. And then I think tyre pressure and suspension setup. I came from slope style and free ride and we were just like 80 psi in the tyres, max air shock settings, 350 psi in the shocks. So they looked like a suspension fork but actually didn't do a job. So getting the right tyre pressures and suspension
settings. Can I ask you a question though? But you still do a huge range of riding, you still do free ride riding. I still drag you round trial sections. Do you still have huge tyre pressures?
Yeah, I still run like
big jumps?
40 psi still. So we still run
quite light though, right?
Yeah, I think so, but it's just for those big jumps you do need those bigger tyre pressures. But I was sometimes plus 40 psi and it was just like riding a rock down the hill.
Come on then, let's have you. What is your number 1 lesson learned?
I think investing in a second battery is one of my best things that I've learned. It just opens up the doors to actually what an e-bike is for. You can ride it hundreds of kilometers. You can turn it up to turbo, boost, you name it, whichever power mode you want. Sometimes you don't, be restricted by keeping it in eco all day. You can just open up the doors and let it go. Don't have to stick it in your backpack. You can put it in your car and just ride your bike all day long without range anxiety.
Range anxiety. Opening up the doors and letting it go. One thing, what's the lesson learned there? Have you been stranded on an e-bike?
I have ridden an e-bike flat and it's not a lot of fun, as I'm sure you have too. Now Steve, you've been riding for a few years too.
Yeah, well I'm going to give you an extra one. I'm going to give you 6, not 5. I think number 6 on the list has got to be a heart rate monitor because it just keeps you honest, I think. Keeps you honest on your rides. You can keep a track of your rides, who you've been doing, and then just go out harder next time, just to make sure you keep your fitness up. That is my number 6. Number 5, I think, has got to be not knowing your range, which comes back to your range anxiety. But I know exactly that on a 700 watt hour battery, I can do about 5,000 feet of climbing. But we're all different because when I did Tour of Mont Blanc, I don't know if I told you I did Tour of Mont Blanc.
I heard that.
Fabrizio rode with me, he was 58 kilograms and he was able to do 10,000 feet of climbing on one battery. So getting to know those figures really is a key part of
the most important part of your display, I think.
Number 4 has got to be chain oil.
Well, you only just discovered that this year, right?
Chain oil is, it really is the nectar of e-mountain biking.
Lubes the chain. So
it just makes your bike so cool. And then 3 and 2. Now 3 and 2 all about numbers. Now sizing is very important on an e-mountain bike because I'm sure you've heard it a zillion times. Getting that balance between the weight on the front of your bike and the weight on the rear of your bike is very critical when it comes to climbing and also descending. And number 2 has got to be chainstays and geometry.
For sure, making that short back end or a long back end can make big differences.
Well, yeah, it's all about, and I think the e-bike world is still, e-bike manufacturers are still kind of zoning in on a sweet spot, but it's not just about the chainstay, it's about the bottom bracket and the wheelbase and getting that balance between the two.
And your number one, Steve, come on, hit me with it.
Well, I have to say that I've had the honour, pleasure of riding some of the world's best mountain bikers.
Thanks.
Sam Hill, Nico Voulios, Steve Peat, Fabian Borel, and to ride with people who can really, really ride e-mountain bikes. Now I know you're the man when it comes to jumps and stuff like that, but the likes of Nico Voulios and Fabian Borel on e-bikes, they really opened my eyes to thinking,
what's possible.
Holy shit, now that is something really special. That is something really, really special. And to get a chance to go and ride with a rider who is better than you will definitely progress your riding no end. So there you go. There are mine, Chris's top five lessons learned. What about your lessons learned? Which are your most important ones since you've been e-mountain biking, or indeed whether you're going to be e-biking? What do you think are the things you need to learn first and foremost? Let us know in the comments down below.
Orbea have launched a new Wild FS 160mm travel carbon fibre trail bike, 160mm travel.
From the Basque Country, I can't remember the place in the Basque Country where those guys come from.
Yeah, 625 watt-hour battery. As I say, full carbon, Bosch Generation 4 motor on there. Yeah. So it is looking really classy. Yeah. A nice coil shock on the back as well.
Looks like it's got full XTR on it. As you mentioned, the Gen 4 Bosch plus a 625 watt-hour battery.
Range. Yeah.
Coil shock. Looks like they've got 3 sizes: small, large, and extra large. Now, I've been checking out the sizing on this bike now. At 6 foot, looks like I'm just on the boundary between large and extra large. Now it comes with a 455mm reach on the large, and obviously it's bigger and extra large. So I think I probably lean more towards the XL on that bike. 455 is the number for the reach, and also for the chainstay as well on that bike. Nice rounded, balanced off number between the front and rear centre.
And a little while back we looked at the Merida E160, and now they've got a little brother, the E140. So it's 140mm travel trail bike, and this one looks amazing.
I think the point there, Chris, is why would you choose the 140 Merida over the 160 Merida?
I think maybe if you're slightly more trail-based, cross-country style kind of riding,
as opposed to
maybe like Euro style, like maybe if you're based in the UK, I think you can get away with those shorter travel bikes. Like I ride the 130.
Euro style or UK style?
UK style, like trail centres don't really require that massive, big trail bike in my eyes. I think you can get away with that 130mm travel. Okay. Over here, I ride the Neuron quite a lot on some of the bigger stuff. That's 130mm travel, 29-inch wheels. It seems pretty capable.
So there you go. Now, as you might have noticed, our climb of the week has certainly morphed into more of a ride and jump of the week. I noticed you've got some Gloucester action, Gloucester in the centre of the UK.
Yeah, I've got this one in from Lee. They're absolutely shredding their Kenevo experts up at the 417 bike park. Got a new big jump line up there, and just look at this, absolutely sending it.
They look like 40, 50 footers.
Yeah, pretty cool, isn't it?
Meanwhile, up in North Wales, up in Rhyl, we have actually got a climb of the week, thank goodness.
Yeah, and this one's in from Michael on his Trek Powerflight LT9 as well, so this looks pretty tech.
Michael, thanks very much for saving the day, saving the climb of the week on EMBN.
And don't forget, if you guys want to get featured, use the upload service. Could be you on next week's show. We've got this one in from Rick as well, towing, using a specialised lever up in the Forest of Dean, dragging their kids up using an elasticated car tow rope. So
lovely long blonde hair there, Rick.
Yeah.
Peroxide or dye or... That's lovely.
But we've seen a lot more of those kind of tow ropes as well. We've seen the elasticated ones, obviously, coming from Towie, and we've got the new one as well, Tracked, I think it's called, like an elasticated thing. You basically zip tie on the back of your seat post and it retracts every time you unhook it. But
keep an eye for more of Chris Smith's kids taxi rides coming up in the future on EMBN.
So in the comments this week, we had a load of cool feedback on how much faster is an e-mountain bike compared to a standard mountain bike. Bobby said, we're not bothered about the times, it's all about being able to climb to the places I couldn't manage before and not getting there a physical wreck. I stop all the time to admire the view and listen to the forest.
Yeah, and this in from SWH2 on my 2017 Special Enduro. I would do a 12-mile loop and enjoy 10% of it. On my 2019 Powerfly 7LT, I'm doing a 20-mile loop at twice the pace and 100% enjoyable. Yep, I get that.
And William Lorimer, he's saying, the good thing about e-bikes, you can decide whether you want a workout or a nice, easy ride.
Yeah, seems everybody is getting the e-biking thing.
We are all around in Canada, Steve. So this is written from Tim. He's got a Trek Powerfly FS. He said he's got the bike back in May and has already put 7,000 kilometers on it. Used it as a commuter around Ottawa and then converted it to a touring machine and rode it 4,300k to Inverness, BC.
Respect.
Massive
respect.
When I got there, I put some Maxxis Minions on it and covered hundreds of k in the amazing Perso Mountains. Now back in Ontario, riding it every day to school and trails on the weekends.
Now there's a man that seems to be enjoying himself.
Says, yeah, just showing how versatile it is. Now just check the places out as well. So he's got slicks on there, full camping gear.
Yeah.
He's got his knobbly tyres on, slam seats up in the trails. That's a cool spot.
Good on you, Tim.
Whoa, look at that.
Good on you. That is a classic. Where in the world?
Nice. It's a big week this week on EMBN. On Friday, we've got a cool video, corner mistakes, all those common mistakes you guys are making in the corners where you lose that flow on the trail. This one should sort all those problems out.
What about these guys aren't making mistakes on the trail?
Well, they don't need to watch the video. And on Sunday.
But maybe they should watch the video to see you making the mistakes. And yeah, coming out on Sunday is pedelec versus S-pedelec or speed pedelec. Now, e-bikes come in various categories. There's the pedelec, which is pedal assist, not throttle assist, which provides assistance up to 25 kilometers an hour, or if you're in America, 32 kilometers an hour. Now, there's also a class called the speed pedelecs, which are assisted up to 45 kilometers an hour. And what myself and Chris did last week, we went to Italy to see what was the fastest in a different range of environments. Pedelec or S-pedelec, coming out on Sunday. Right, well, it's time to see who's got the hottest chassis and the biggest bouncers this week. It's only the bike vault time.
Okay, so kicking things off, this is in from Michael with Fazari Wire Peak Elite.
This is in Tiger Mountain in Issaquah, Washington, USA.
Don't see too many of those on the show. It's becoming more and more popular. What do you think though, Steve?
I reckon that is super nice because it's quite unique.
I can almost smell that. Looks good. Nice. This is in from Rick on his Specialized Turbo Levo.
Yeah, and this is in Novate, Mezzola, north of Lake Como in Italy. Not far from where we were last week.
Really? Sunday morning, gnarly climb. It does look like an amazing climb.
Yeah, I like the colour coordination going on there a lot. And a nice place too, is it going to be?
Super nice. Giving them away. Whoa. This is it from Clay. 2020 Commensal Meta SX.
Ooh, in Huntsville, Alabama.
Just out cruising around on my brand spanking new Commensal with my dog Ty. Oh, I didn't see the dog sticking up there.
Oh, bless the dog. That's got to be super nice. That gives us that's
three in a row.
Three in a hat trick of super nices. Nice bit of vignette as well. Ooh, Rocky Mountain Altitude power plane between Lenzerheide and Arosa in Switzerland. I mean, that's only going one way, right?
Do we give it 4 in a row?
Four in a row.
Well, okay.
Things are going to be changing on the bike vault in the weeks to come, so I won't say too much.
Frantizek Giant Full E plus 1 SX.
In Lake Vyrnwy, North Wales.
First ride out in the proper mountains.
Frantizek.
It's a cool setting actually, I quite like that. This could be a record, Steve. I'm feeling another one coming on. Feeling it?
You feeling another one coming on?
Yeah, you ready? Super nice. Whoa, Abraham here. Bulls
a bit mottled.
650.
It's a bit mottled. Chris, I'm sorry, it's a nice. Let's move on.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Less mottled next time.
Broke that record there. Petros, Scott E Genius, 710 plus.
In the Guri Mountains. Where are the Guri Mountains, I wonder?
He's 59 years old, been riding 3 years. Love it, want to upgrade it.
It says Cuprous Guri Mountains.
Wants the biggest battery. But I'm afraid you're going to be
It's nice.
Ooh, Fat Bikes, Bruce, High Bike, Fat 6, 8.0, West Beach. Don't see many fat bikes on the bike vault. Why is that?
Thank goodness for that.
Because we don't get very many on nice or super nice. I think it's a super nice.
Sorry, that was very mean, wasn't it? I'm not a big fan of fat bikes.
I am.
Mind you, I guess if you're in a sandy situation.
Yeah. Super nice. Give it the big one.
Big bouncer, big one.
Last one.
That's got to be in West Wales. No, it's not.
Chiron BH Atom X Isiji.
In the Orkneys. That looks like a shark's tooth going into the sea there. That's
crazy, isn't it?
Great, isn't it?
Nice.
Is that a BH bike, did you say?
Yeah, BH Atom.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
We don't see many of those in the bike vault. That's pretty unique. I think it has to be a
super nice.
And that's it.
Yeah, love seeing all your bikes here on the Bike Vault. Don't forget, if you guys want to get involved, hit the uploader service, get the bikes into the Bike Vault. Might see your bike on next week's show.
There's changes coming on the Bike Vault though.
So there you go, that's it for this week's show. Don't forget, if you guys want to get involved in any way, use the upload service down below. It can get you featured on the show. But if you want to stick around and check out another video, we've got e-bike versus chairlift down below. So check that one out. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Drop some comments in the box below, especially about lessons you guys have learned from your e-bike starting off and the mistakes you're making out on the trails now. Don't forget to subscribe to EMBN by clicking the globe in the middle of the screen, and we shall see you next week.